working in the close confines of a Quonset-like building inspired dreams of a bigger and better shop in the mind of John and Will Morris. In 2013, their dreams became reality in an 81 by 120 foot building that services their operation near Watertown, Wisconsin. Let's go talk to Will about the design of their shop complex. Will, describe your operation here around Watertown.
I farm with my mom and my dad. We have a 2,800 acre cash grain farm. We have corn, soybeans, and wheat. We are spread out across a couple counties. We farm about 40 miles from tip to tip.
Talk about the general structure itself, the size.
Sure. Our shop is 81 feet wide by 120 feet long, and we have 20-foot high sidewalls. The sidewalls, we picked 20 foot because our combines have power folding tops, and when they're all the way standing straight up, they're 18 feet tall. So with the lights and the fans hanging from the ceiling, we wanted to make sure we had enough room to open our tops inside. Our width is 81 feet, and we settled on that because we have a 24-row corn planter, and we wanted to be able to unfold it inside and still get around it with a forklift or the Ranger or whatever we needed to get around to work on it. And then our shed is 120 feet long, and we settled on that because we knew we wanted about an 80 by 80 shop, and then we wanted the extra 40 feet to be able to park our semis in all the time. And the idea was then if we ever kind of outgrew our 80 by 80 space, we could always just move the trucks out to another shed, take them outside for a short while, whatever we had to do, and then we'd have the full 120 feet to work in.
The Morrises considered both fluorescent as well as LED fixtures to light their shop. After trying out an LED fixture, the decision of what light to go with was simple. The first thing I noticed when I walked in here was the lighting. This is the first time I've walked into an LED lit shop.
Yeah.
T5 lights were the standard. Before that was T8 and T12.
Yep.
Wow, the light, these things. How did you end up with these?
So I'm kind of a light nut. It's a little bit in my blood. We've dealt with a lot of LED lights previously, and you've realized the greater lifespan and the much, much better brightness. It was always in our mind when we built this shop, we were going to put the best lights in that we could. We're all getting older. It gets a little tough to see things in the dark, so.
You can never have enough light in a farm shop. That's why the Morrises added 5 by 6 foot windows along the sides of their shop.
Even though we were going to put in really nice, beautiful LED lights, we still wanted to have as much natural lighting as we possibly could. There are a lot of days when it's nice and sunny, we don't even have to turn the lights on in here if we don't want to. They're 5 feet by 6 feet windows.
They are good sized windows.
Yes, very nice. Still can slide them open. Yep, it's very nice.
But I got a feeling you're rarely sliding them open, certainly not in the winter since we're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But the other thing that you have in this shop that makes for great ventilation is the fact that you put in an AC system then.
Yes.
An air handler, I should say.
Yep. So the whole shop is air conditioned. We have 2 big 5-ton air conditioners in here. During the summer, they're on. Mostly we're trying to pull the humidity out of here. We have plenty of humidity up here in Wisconsin.
The other thing when it comes to heating and ventilation that your dad pointed out to me is you put in exhaust fans and then an air intake.
So it was kind of a twofold idea. A lot of people talk, like in the HVAC industry, that with a heated floor, you can end up with stale air if you don't change the air often enough. You don't typically try to open the doors and change air out. So we wanted to be able to bring in fresh air if we needed it. But then the other idea is we wanted an exhaust fan in the work area for welding. The other one is we keep the semis in here and they smoke when you start them. So we wanted another fan down there to be able to pull exhaust out. The intake then we located in the middle on a sidewall so that no matter what fan you started, it was going to pull air across the shed.
Oh, you got that cross flow.
Yes.
Your in-floor heat, that was kind of a given for you in this
Yes.
part of Wisconsin. It gets a
Yes.
little bit cold.
The old shop had forced air, a furnace hanging from the ceiling, and on the floor it always seemed cold. But then when you got up on top of the combine to work, you were boiling. It was so hot. It is nice now to have a nice warm floor to lay on if you're working on something. Your feet are warm in the winter. It's so comfortable.
Will, when you built the structure, one of the cool things is you didn't take away floor space for an office. You have a separate structure for that, right?
Yes. So we never had an office before. We never had an area out in our workspace that we could go get out of the shop, get out of the noise, get out of the dust too. We knew we wanted something separate. And that was always the goal. We didn't want it in the building itself, in the main structure. We did not want to take up the space.
But the cool thing about that too is you extended that.
Yes.
And created what I think is I always recommend guys that are building shops do this, and that is a parts and tools room.
Yeah. So we like to try and keep everything as clean as possible. So our idea was anything that we could put on wheels or carry, we wanted to put off in a side tool room.
The Morrises put all their lubricants on wheels so they can service multiple vehicles in place.
We didn't want the bulk oil stored along a wall in here. We didn't want it out in the open. And I wanted to be able to move it to whatever we were working on. We find a lot of times we've got 2 combines in here doing oil changes at the same time.
Yeah.
Or 2 tractors in here doing oil changes at the same time. Well, we don't have to move them.
If you had to do anything different.
I kind of liken it to the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. And what I mean by that is we built this big, beautiful shop, and all of a sudden we're hosting every family party. We've had 2 weddings here already.
Seriously?
Yeah, mine and my brother's.
Oh, no kidding.
So the biggest thing that we always say that we probably would change is I think we would have put a kitchen in our office.
Okay.
We make a lot of food out here for a lot of parties, and that's, it's one thing when we toured a lot of sheds, they all had kitchens, and you asked them, never use them. Maybe a pizza oven after combining when you get done at the end of the night, and we thought we'd never use it. We got a kitchen in the house, why do we need a kitchen in the shop? Well, I see it now. I really wish we would have put some more of that in here.
The Morrises spent years planning their shop, but working with their Morton building designer proved to be invaluable to create the final plan. And Morton even arranged for the Morrises to visit other farm shops to get more ideas. I'll see you next time on another Top Shop Tour. Hi, I'm Dave Mowitz. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe right here if you haven't already, and click that little bell right here to be notified when we post a new video. And click here to see more great videos.